So we will stick with what we do know, okay, because we don't have to know all the answers at this point. The teacher situations, just want to share this with everyone. Some schools have moved to online instruction from K-12. I'm seeing that in New Albany City School District, Oxford School District. They are finding a way to even go online with primary grades. I'm seeing on Facebook, teachers are recording themselves doing read-alouds, and they're sharing it among each other. It's just amazing. Teachers are my favorite people. However, this is a big however for the state of Mississippi. Online instruction is not an option for some schools, okay? It's not equitable to have online instruction for some of your students, but not the others. So schools have to find a way. And that's not to say they can't do a combination. But, I have driven myself crazy trying to think what's an alternative to online instruction. And, well, I've come up with one, and that's old-fashioned learning packages, okay? Some schools, there's no word on what they're doing. You know what I'm going to ask you to do now? I'm going to ask each one of you to drop in the chat box what your school is doing. Have you moved to online? Are you doing learning packets? Are you in the no word yet, waiting to hear? So everybody, if you'll just drop that. And now let's talk about our candidates. Remember I told you I did have some good news? Some teachers who have completed all their teaching and videoing have been granted the unusual gift of extra writing time. Think about that for a moment. Remember when you were teaching and you were trying to write too, and you were lucky if you got 1 or 2 days off to write? There are a group of teachers, a large group of teachers who have been with us since the fall that have already done all their work. So for that group of teachers, this is going to be a really unusual gift for them to have this much time to perfect their writing. Some teachers still have not taught lessons or videos, okay? So we have 2 groups of teachers. We have those who are ready, and we have those who have not. Just making you mindful of that the teachers have different needs. Now let's go with some National Board updates. And I will tell you that we do have a National Board guest silently joining us, Michelle Accardi. Michelle, you are welcome to also keep your mic on and jump in anytime you want to. If you have anything you want, would you like to just take a moment and address the mentors? Well, she was there. Okay, she'll pop back up.
Yeah, it just took me a second to double unmute.
There you go.
I just want to say to everyone on behalf of the National Board and Peggy Brookings and our Board of Directors, how deeply we appreciate each of you every day, and especially at a time like this when our teachers and our students are facing unprecedented challenges. We know this isn't easy. We know that for a profession that lives by planning, having the situation change every minute is exceedingly difficult for us. I wish I could come on and say, ta-da, here's the answer. The National Board is planning to do some release of information on Monday. In the interim, we're doing a series of webinars focused, they're called Core Connections. They're focused on different tools. We're going to start with online. In fact, Tammy's leading a webinar tonight, this afternoon on Zoom. And then there's a Twitter chat following every evening. So every Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday, there's going to be content from the National Board. We just appreciate you all so much. Please feel free to join in on the webinars, the Twitter chats. We're doing a Twitter tip of the day for educators, families, everybody who's working at home. They say that working in interesting times is a blessing and a curse. I know that our nation should be able to rest a little bit easier knowing that folks like you are working with our educators and helping to make sure that our students will grow and learn no matter what comes our way. I can promise you that the National Board staff is working virtually 24 hours a day to see what changes, revisions, et cetera, we may need to make to timelines, instructions, anything else. And don't take that to mean that I'm saying there's a revision to the timeline. I'm just saying the teams are working and examining everything. We appreciate you, and what you do every day with teachers as mentors is more important now than ever. When this settles and we have moved on, I hope that you'll continue to join the National Board and myself to advocate for equity for students and teachers, so that the next time a situation comes along, we have more and more students who can continue their learning uninterrupted. So thank you, Tammy, for the opportunity. I will mute myself and let y'all get back to the very, very important work that you're doing.
Right. Thank you so much, Michelle. And a big shout out to Michelle, something you may not know about her. She is a Mississippian, guys. She chose Mississippi to live in. So we're happy to have her. I do want to point out all of the comments you guys are dropping in the chat bar. You can see it yourself. And I'll be honest with you, I'm a bit surprised, but pleasantly so, to quote a line from Jurassic Park, life finds a way. And it seems like a lot of schools are doing a combination of both. They are finding a way to make education equitable for their people, and their students. So that's really interesting that they're doing both. But a little bit about National Board's updates. National Board certification is not canceled. Because, as we said, we have those who've done all of their teaching and are spending, this time writing. They're working on a contingency plan. They're going to make the first announcement about where they are at this point, March the 23rd. They have a page that they will update every Monday for candidates. Don't worry, you will know where it is before we get through. And this is something I want to point out, too. While national disaster may be new for us, it is not new to the National Board. Those who have dealt with loss before, they have dealt with teachers who went through Hurricane Katrina, where they not only lost access to their students, but their schools were gone as well. So that should comfort us in knowing that this is a first in the sense it's all across the country, but they have worked with teachers before. So we really don't know what will happen. I personally expect there to be a couple of, obviously some of the dates that they submit may be tweaked, but may not be for everyone because not everyone needs it tweaked. So we'll just have to wait and see. Again, they've assured us that they are working on this and they are making accommodations. And what I want you to take away from this is, while we may not know the how, we don't have to move forward, okay? We just need to trust the National Board and that they will take care of our candidates. And this is what their page looks like. This is actually in a module that I've already created. And you can see that it tells you about it, and it's acknowledging it, and it's talking about different things. But they will update this page. And I've got the link at the top if you want to go ahead and go to that and bookmark it, although it is in the new WCTP 601 module. But that's going to be a very, very important resource. I do want you to share this with all your candidates. Hopefully they'll get in our module too, but let's double dip and make sure they see it two different ways. Mentor resources. We have resources on our mentor page. If you go to our website, WCTP not 601, I'm sorry. Go to our webpage, wctpomiss.edu, click the Mentors tab, guys. This password has not changed in 6 years. Unlike our Blackboard password that changes every 90 days, this is always WCTP 601. This is what you see. And these are some of the new resources that I have made available. And you can see I put the date up here, and everyone should have watched just a little bit information video telling everybody we were moving online on the 16th. I think actually at that time it was still kind of online or face-to-face, but boy, the situation has evolved quickly. Then you can see where I updated that. Actually at that morning, it was your choice. By that afternoon, it was not a choice. Then I have some videos that are provided by Zoom. These are little short videos. Then I have a mentor video by me showing you how to use Zoom. That turned out to be a tad more entertaining than I meant for it to be. And then I found this resource. I'm going to share this with you guys in a few minutes. It's amazing. So, and these are one-pagers that I made as well. There's really no reason for you guys to attend well, you can attend the Zoom meeting tonight if you want to, but truthfully, I'm doing that training, and I've already went into even deeper depth training with you through those videos. So if you want to log on, you can, because the National Board may share some resources I don't know about, but it's not required. So what about us? We have moved online per the order of the university and the state and national request for national social distancing, a new term for us. There is a new module in 601, and what could I call it other than COVID-19? Okay, I tried to scratch my brain and call it something else, but in reality, that was the best name. Something else that will be happening, I will be hosting weekly Zoom meetings next week for as long as our candidates are needing it, and you are welcome to attend if you want to. A little bit about your Zoom meetings that you are being asked to hold. We still need you to try and get as close to 4 hours a month as you can per the contract. There are two ways of doing that, two-hour meetings or one-hour meetings. We have several online mentors with us today. Online mentors, if you would do me a favor, online mentors, if you would drop a comment in the chat box, just your name, and just include the word online and put in there whether you meet long meetings, as in 2 hours, or if you meet weekly in the chat box. That will help our new mentors who've gone online. But something else, we want you to come prepared for those meetings. I always use a PowerPoint, just like you see me doing. This is how I hold every meeting that I do. I put my talking points here so I do not forget anything. I even embed my links here. We want you to use the chat box with your candidates just like we're doing now. If you only have 2 or 3, I would still keep that chat box open, because sometimes people would rather put something silently rather than say it out loud. But I also want you to upload a picture of yourself, okay? Right now, you're not seeing a live picture of me, are you?
Yes.
You are? Okay, well, when I get back, I will turn that off. And I'll show you for just a second. The reason I want you to upload a picture to your profile is because there will come times when you may need to turn your audio off, and we don't want it to just be black. We're working, because we are working with a smaller group. It's different if you're meeting with 300 people. Pretty much lots of people keep their video off then. But if you're with a small group, it's more comforting for them to see you. It creates more of a sense of community. And you, too, want your candidates, you want to try and train them to leave their video on. And if they need to turn it off, which they will, guys, they're probably wives, mothers, they may be cooking while they're attending your meeting. They may need to go to the bathroom or get another cup of coffee. So there are valid reasons for that. But if you upload a profile picture and you click your stop video, instead of it just showing the black screen in your name, it will show that picture, okay? So now you're welcome to turn your video off if you want to, but it's going to break my heart if everyone does that. But I was just wanting to share that part with you. That's why I wanted your picture up there, okay? Again, our goal is to create a community. Here are the Zoom meetings that I will be hosting. You notice they have a couple of different start dates. They will begin, basically, I will hold Zoom meetings on Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Not next Thursday. I have a follow-up for my eye surgery. Sorry about the faded out eyes. I did the best I could this morning. Still can't wear mascara. But you can see their topics on each one. Like on Mondays, and all the meetings are at 10 o'clock. I will not be recording these meetings for a couple of reasons. Number one, I do not have the space on the website, and I do not have the time and the ability to take some down and put other ones up. Plus, it would kind of be personalized with teachers that come and the questions that they ask. But you can see that it's the same topic every week. On Mondays, I will be doing component 1 and component 2, right? On Wednesdays, component 3 and 4 will be on Thursday. And of course, I will take any questions and will always address hardships that the teachers are going through at the time as well, okay? So this is in our module. I'll show you that in just a moment. And you can see the meeting IDs. Those are the meeting IDs. This is when I scheduled this meeting, I scheduled it as a reoccurring meeting. So that would be the meeting ID for each meeting. There's 3 different meeting IDs, a different meeting ID for each meeting, okay? Registration is not required. And like I told you in the training video, we do not want to require our candidates to register. It's another step and takes more time, unless you get into Zoom and just really like it, okay? So a little bit more about the COVID-19 model. It went live yesterday. It is a work in progress. And here's where it is on the module. Let me go back. It is right below Atlas. It's got its own little area. And here are the different things in this. And I will go live in a few minutes and show you that after I finish this. There is a letter to the candidates. We will prevail. First things first. Zoom meetings. That's the schedule that I showed you. Should those Zoom meetings have to be canceled or rescheduled, I will send a text out by remind. If there is any mentor here that is not receiving my remind messages, I need you to drop it in the chat box and email me that you are not getting our remind messages, because that's going to be my #1 go-to to communicate. There is also updates about the Mississippi educational decisions. They also have a live page like the National Board does that you can go to and see what's going on there. We have the National Board page linked. Then we have resources for teachers are moving to an online platform, teachers without going online, and resources for all teachers online. I did find some resources, and that is in development. I'm working with the National Board. They're actively working on that as well. But like we said, it really is but packets are not equal to. So if you have a candidate and that's their only way to work with students, then we need to up what they're sending in those packages. We need to have we need to find a way to communicate. We definitely want all those teachers doing Remind with those parents. Did you know in Remind you can send voice messages? You could actually voice yourself talking to your students and send it to their parents' phone via Remind. You can send videos. You can send links to websites. You can do all of that through Remind. So hopefully for the teachers that are doing packages only, if they could just utilize just a few apps, I think that would really increase their connectivity with those families as well. Action list, a couple of things that the mentors should do, and a couple of things that I will do. By now, mentors should have watched the 2 videos uploaded in the WCTP mentors. You should have made contact with your candidate by now and told them if you're not online, you are online now, and help them get on Zoom. There's a Zoom link on our WCTP website as well. And consider using Remind with your candidates. If you do not have your candidates on Remind, that is probably something that you want to do. And let me speak with Remind versus GroupMe. I have used both, and GroupMe, they actually had to download the app and everything to get your message. A lot of them will not do that. A lot of my mentors did not do that. But with Remind, you enroll people just by their name and phone number, and the text goes directly to their cell phone. Okay, so it's actually a little bit easier. What am I going to do? I have contacted candidates yet. I have contacted candidates via Remind and just sent them a 1-pager, just basically saying things are being okay, going to be okay. And I don't even know if I was working on a module in that. Certainly, it did not include that we would all be online. I have been waiting for me first and be surprised that they are now online candidates. I will send them a video tomorrow. So if you have not contacted your candidates, that needs to happen today. I will also continue to work on the module in WCTP 601. If you have any additional resources that you come up on, please email them with me and stay in contact with your teachers. So you're going to see, I'm about to finish the presentation, and then we're just going to talk for a moment, and I want to share some resources, okay? And what we're going to do, I'm going to let our online mentors, and we have several with us, I'm going to let them talk to us and share some information with us. Just to let you know, can online mentoring be effective? Guys, this is not new. I've been in this position for 6 years now, and by my second year in this position, I was already moving toward online mentoring, okay? Matter of fact, we used Edmodo for a while. We actually tried Blackboard. Then we went to Edmodo. Then we came back to Blackboard. So it's been around for a while, and we have really perfected it pretty well. I will tell you, you saw in the video that the face-to-face mentors who are moving to online do have a little bit more flexibility. The online mentors from the beginning, they are required, as are their candidates, to follow the assignments because they've never had that face-to-face engagement like many of you have, right? So they need to make sure their candidates are started out on the right direction. You face-to-face mentors who have moved online, you have that option as to whether you want your candidates to follow the assignments or not. And for some of them, they've already submitted, beyond the assignments to you. However, what is not optional is not using WCTP 601. Everyone signed in their contract that they would. Just a reminder, everyone's candidates who are going through component 1 should complete our module. And you can also open up 601 and share your screen and share that with your candidates. So it got a big makeover about 2 or 3 months ago. It has been streamlined, and it is much, much easier to follow than what it used to be, especially component 2. Component 2 is so different for everyone. But please make sure you use that resource. There are a lot of mini modules in there now that help a whole lot. It breaks it down, okay? All right. Let me stop sharing and come back to you guys. There we are. Now what I'm going to do, I am going to share a couple of resources with you guys in the chat box, okay? Added it yesterday. Issues with PDFs. There we go. There's that. I shared those 3. Now let me share one more, just in case you have not been on WCTP 601 in a while. There we go. I just shared a graphic. Well, it's coming. It's an image with you guys that shows all of the mini modules in WCTP 601 now. So what I'm going to do now, I am going to really quickly show you the module that I've created, and then we're going to hear from our online mentors, okay? I'm getting my screen ready to share. All right, I'm going to share my screen one more time. I'm going to go here. All right, now is everybody seeing 601? Okay, you see over on the side the COVID-19 where it is? Click that. And then you've got the We Will Prevail. So just a little bit of encouragement and kind of addressing what all is in the module. First things first. And one thing we need to be mindful of, our teachers, you have to have permission to do everything from national boards. So Michelle, I don't know, we may need some more consent forms from the national board, or the consent forms that we have, the release forms may be, suffice. But for teachers who want to go online and their school is not online, teachers, just to keep you out of trouble with your administrator, you might want to make sure you definitely need to have that conversation with your mentor first. Your administrator, and you do want to remind them that you are still in the process of doing national boards. Then we have the Zoom meeting schedule. And here we have the Mississippi educational decisions. And what I've done, you see the blue where it says live links. You can everybody get in and click on it and bookmark it. That way you won't have to go in to Blackboard every time you want to assess it. But they do have a page that they're keeping us up to date on as well. Underneath that is the National Boards page, okay? And click on that link to access that. Again, a big announcement coming on the 23rd. I don't know that they have a final answer, but they will shine some light on it. Here on the bottom, you see the PowerPoint that National Board did last week. I know several of you probably joined on it, but for those that didn't, there you go. I have embedded the resources that was shared. So here you see, this is for teachers teaching online, and I will tell you, even now, I have more resources to add. But here you can see it shows available platforms. I'm an Edmodo junkie, so I've shared a little bit more about Edmodo because I have used Edmodo so much. So you see the different platforms, and then you have videos, platforms to video yourself, because your teachers and the National Board said in that meeting they can certainly video themselves teaching a lesson online and submit that, okay? We will need further guidelines on that, and I'm sure the National Board is working to release those guidelines and create those guidelines for us. But basically, if you're teaching online, you have to have a platform. That means you're using something like Google Classroom or Edmodo, okay? Then you have to have a way to record videos or to interact with your students like we're doing. Some schools are holding Zoom meetings where their students log in, okay? There are some resources specifically for teachers that will have that feature built in, but a lot of people may use Zoom or some other platform. You can use Zoom to video yourself. I've done that a whole lot. So it talks about doing that as well. You see, I've got a link how to record your instructional video. If your candidates or you yourself want to record a video of you teaching, but you will not have access to students, you can do that. You can also use QuickTime, which is on every Mac, whether you know it or not. And that's amazing. That's actually how I do 90% of my videos, unless the National Board tells me to do it via Zoom. A little bit instructions about that. You can also do Facebook Live, but of course they have to have a Facebook account, I think, to access that video. I'm not sure if you can download it or not. Then we've got teaching without going online. And you have some teachers, such as yourself, you've actually doing both, right? You're going online, but you're creating these packets for students that cannot go online. There are some free and low-cost internets that a lot of companies have made available because of the virus. And then I found this on Cult of Pedagogy, which is just an outstanding blog. But look at this. This is the worksheet continuum. And I'd never seen this before, but it begins with busy work. and we're all teachers here. We all know what busy work is, right? All the way up to power sheets. So, and there's a link on that. If you click on that link, you can see the entire post. That is wonderful. So not just for your candidates, but for you guys as well that are creating packets. Make sure you look at that. And again, we are working on getting more resources for this page. And again, also we want to encourage, assigning projects and using rubrics. Then I have resources for all teachers. Ton of resources here. A lot of these resulted from the national board meeting the other night. Here, this is Teachers Helping Teachers. I'm going to click on it. I don't know if you'll be able to see it when I click on it or not. Maybe you will. Can you guys see that? Can you can? Okay, then you see it's a spreadsheet, okay? And it is just one teacher after another sharing resources. Look at it. Look at that. Isn't that amazing? So you've got that. And then if you go back and you look, you have also, let's see here. I don't want to, about to mess up. Let me get my, hold on. To get back to my, there we go. I almost closed it on you. I just want to show you one more thing and we'll be through with that and we'll hear from our experts, our online mentors. Back to that sheet again, back to the very last one that I was talking about. For all the teachers, I had just opened up this Teachers Helping Teachers. You see there's also a Google Sheet for pre-K through 3rd grade, 4th grade through 6th grade, and 9th grade through 12th grade. So those are amazing resources. So I just wanted to share that with you. Now I'm back with you. Okay. So, okay, Pam, okay, if you did not get the links, I need you to send me an email. And I was with one of my candidates yesterday had that issue too. So I will try and figure out, there must be some setting that is not activated on y'all's accounts or something blocking the ability for you to see those handouts. But I will figure out what that is and get back to you on that. But I didn't share anything with you that's not already been made available. So anyway, yes, Kim, you were asking about free internet. That is on the Teachers Teaching Without Being Online. There are I think there are 3 companies that are doing free internet. One is just doing straight up free. The other you join for $10 a month and your first month or 2 are free. So, but anyway, that is on that page for you guys. Okay, so I'm going to try and do something really quick. This is something new. When again, this is recorded so you can see this. I am going to launch 2 polls. I've never done this before, okay? You will see in the video of this how I've done it, okay? So here it comes. It should pop up on your screen, okay? If you will answer those questions. See, I gave everybody the ability to save face, right? And I'm seeing this live time. So this would be a great way if you are working with your students or your candidates and you want to ask a question. It's not telling me who says what. It's just calculating who said this, who said that, not who, how many, okay? So, so 100% that have answered this poll has made contact with your candidates. Great. Most have watched the videos, and those that have not said they will today. Okay. Only 47% voted, so I need everybody to vote. Is there anyone that cannot see the poll? If you can't, put it in the chat box.
Tammy,
see the poll.
we can't see how you do stuff like in Zoom on your side.
Yeah, you won't. You will see it on the video though. I'm recording it, so when I make the video, I'm recording this meeting. It is recording my screen, not your screen. Our screens are not the same. So when I make this video available for everyone, you'll see how I did all of that, okay? So, but I would tell you, you actually, when you go to the settings to schedule your meeting, at the bottom of that screen is where you choose to do your poll. And you type in the poll questions and your possible answers. And then during the meeting, when you click polling, it just pops up, okay? All right, and I still have people who have not voted. I'm not going to keep waiting on them because, you know, they may have.
It's not letting us, it's not accepting our answer. Like when I click it in, it disappears and the submit button never turns on.
Okay.
Blue,
Okay.
But it may be an internet issue, so it's just
Well,
a problem.
That's good to know, though, because one reason I did this is I've never used this feature before. So it is good to know that there's some issues with it, so I can work on that. And Pam, you said you didn't see it, so I will work on that, and I will figure out how to make sure everyone can see the handouts that are shared, and I can figure out how to make sure you see the polls. Okay, so we will work on that. Okay, so what I would like to do now, I would like to talk about best practices. So our online mentors that are here, so we have several. So I would just like us to start. Let's see who our participants are. I guess I could go down the line. Beverly Brister, would you take the floor first and just share what you think are some of the top pointers you would give the new people who are not used to doing online mentoring?
When I first started doing the Zoom, which I love, we started with the, where you met 40 minutes, through the Zoom. And of course, we tried to get more than 40 minutes in it. And it just became a routine for us. Me and my candidates, we knew that it would come up and it'd say, oh, you have 1 minute left, or you have whatever left. And we knew that we'd remind everybody how, we're fixing to cut us off in a minute. Just get back, go back to Zoom, log back in, and we'll all meet up again. So that was just something we just kind of got in a routine of doing. And we met every week when we did that. Now my class, we meet every other week for 2 hours from 6 to 8. And of course I love it. And we don't necessarily use the chat box. We just get on here and we just talk like we're in a classroom and we're sitting around a table. That's just us, though. I think you just have to do whatever works best for your group. Because a lot of my candidates will, we'll talk about different components, and some of the components that some of my candidates have already completed. If they have a good idea, they'll share their idea with the other people and that kind of thing. So, we just kind of are one little happy little family and meet when we meet. So we don't really use the chat box that much, but I think it's a great idea. We just don't do it.
How's your audio? Because you have
my audio is good. Some people, like you said, some people will say, I'm sorry, I'm fixing to, stop my, their screen will go black. They'll say, because I'm eating dinner or whatever. We'll say, okay, that's fine. And one good thing is you can come as you are. We've had people come in their pajamas or whatever, and we don't care. We just, and like the other night, I had a Zoom meeting Tuesday night, and my dog started barking. My lab started barking because my husband was coming home, and I said, y'all gonna have to excuse me because they're kind of going crazy. But that's just part of it, because you're all a family there working together. And that's what I've always told my candidates, that we're in this together. And we want to see everybody be successful and be, certified and everything. So, and I've been doing it for the past 4 years when I moved here to Alabama. And because that's when National Boards was rolling out their component 4. And that's when I moved to Alabama. So we've been doing it. I've been doing it since then. And have loved it. To me, it's wonderful, you know. And we just meet every Tuesday from 6 to 8.
Do you share your screen often, Beverly?
I try to, but I don't know, because I was going to show some of those the videos, and it was, I don't know if it's Chrome, if it's my Chrome or whatever. I've just got to figure that out, how to share my screen.
Let me tell you this, and I know you've been overwhelmed for a lot of things, so let me just say it in case you put it in the video. You have to have a screen open before you can share it. Like if you're going to the internet, before you begin your Zoom meeting, if you're going to share something from the internet needs to be open.
Okay.
And the PowerPoint needs to be open. You can have multiple things open if you're going to share multiple resources, but you have to do that before you launch the Zoom meeting. Because if you share your screen, and you guys saw the video of me doing that, it will only give you the option to share what is open on your desktop, okay?
Okay.
So, I don't know if that works or not, but you can try that, Beverly.
Okay. Yeah, because some of them were on my Google Classroom, and I don't know. I just, for some reason, it just wouldn't do it. I don't know what it was. But, you know, I'm not that technology savvy, but I have a lot of my candidates are, and so they give me great advice too. You know, they are. They're great at saying, try this or try that or whatever. So that, you know, that really helps. Yeah, and we just, like I said, we get on there and we just talk about different things because on Tuesday, somebody shared with us this website called Tammy, and y'all may be used to it, KAMI, where you can upload all of your, like, how you would scan your documents in and upload it to national boards. I think it scans it into this Tammy and it does it in PDF. But one of my candidates shared that with me Tuesday, so y'all may want to check that out. So, Tammy, let me ask you this. So some of my candidates haven't finished their videoing. Mm-hmm. Let's just say worst case scenario, they don't go back to school. They will be able to, if they have access to online, they will be able to do it that way. But the national board is all about equity. So they will find a way or figure out something. Okay. Because I know a couple of my candidates are kind of a little worried about that, and especially ones that teach elementary, you know, and that kind of thing. So, I mean, one of them has one of their videos already completed, and it's really good, but the other one was mentioning that the other day, and I said, I'm not really sure. I mean, you know, because if they don't want you to meet, you definitely don't want to, you know, have some of your kids meet you somewhere and you video it. So if they could do it online, that would be awesome. Okay. You know. All right. Let's see. I'm trying to go through the list. Let's see here. Kelly Davis, can you speak to us? She's been online for several years.
Mine's a little bit different than Tammy, than Beverly. I struggle with getting some of my people to get on.
And, you know, let me interrupt you and say they're about to get an email and a message from me, you know, not coming. And I have, y'all's, I want to make you feel a little better, too. Your attendance sheet will tell me who comes and who does not. So if I ever get an email, you know, heaven forbid, about negativity or, you know, I didn't score well, all I have to do is pull up that, and I'm enough of a teacher, guys, I do it. Right. Say, well, look, you didn't attend your mentor meetings, you know, because they miss a lot when they do that. So, right. But I will try and help with that, Kelly. I know that's been an issue for some. I don't think teachers who've not been on Zoom, I don't think they understand what they're missing, to be honest.
Well, and so
but I will talk to them.
Before or the day of my Zoom, I try to always send out an email to all of my participants and say, what's something that you need me to cover tonight? Is there anything particular you need me to talk about? And I usually get feedback from the ones that get on. So I try to go over that, and then any resources that I share, even if they don't get on, I send my resources out to everybody that's a participant. I send my anything that I've shared with the people that get on, I send it to everybody. But that's my struggle, is getting everybody on there.
That's right. Y'all, we do not have as much time as what I thought we did. Somebody talked too much. That would be me. So online mentors, will you do me a favor? Because I'm going to save the chat box and I'll compile your answers. I want every online mentor to at least put one tip in the chat box for our new mentors, okay? For our new online mentors. On new people that are going to online mentoring, once you begin doing this, you're going to have some questions. So what I may very well do is set up another meeting and get some of our online mentors to come on, as it would just be nothing but a Q&A, nothing but a Q&A. So you may see that pop up in the next week or so. But we will let you know if that does happen. My internet is having a little bit of an issue, guys, so bear with me. Last person I'm going to ask to speak, and she doesn't know this, but that's okay. She'll jump in if she's still here. Angela Victory, are you still with me? And let me tell you this too, Danette Kerrigan. A little bit about Danette. Danette lives in Maine. She's been mentoring for us for 1 or 2 years now. She does miscellaneous candidates, and she used to run Maine's candidate support program. We met through national boards, and she's also a phenomenal resource about that. Danette, very quickly, tell everybody hello.
Hi, everybody.
And my friend, yay!
I miss you. I miss you, Miss Tammy.
Yes, so she came to Mississippi, and I went to Maine. We've had some adventures together, running from muggers and her melting in the heat in Mississippi and learning what kudzu is. So we've had some adventures together. Okay, thank you, Danette. Back to Angela Victory. The reason I want Angela Victory to speak to you is because Angela Victory is an experienced face-to-face mentor, but she has only recently moved to online. Angela, can you just give us a few words about what your initial online meeting was like with your candidates and how it was received? Okay, I think she's gone. And I know why she's gone, because she's headed to watch the MDE meeting, okay? I know I've talked a lot. I hope this has been helpful. Has this been helpful? Has this helped? Yeah. I hope it has. So drop me. I'm going to keep this meeting going for just a moment. Anybody that needs to leave, that wants to leave, go ahead. If anyone has a question about online mentoring or any questions, that would be a great thing for you to drop in that chat box, because I will save the chat. Okay? All right. Thank you guys so much for attending, and hopefully we'll get some good news today from MDE or soon. I'm playing with a few commands now that I'm just wanting to see how it works, that I have found when I go to the more box on my chat box. I see a thumbs up, a thumbs down, I see a clap, I see a cup of coffee. That means they need a break. So yeah, I know. Beverly's like, really? Where's that coffee at? But it will be on the screen recording. So I know there's more information you guys want about Zoom. So it works great. Distance doesn't matter. We just had a online mentor. Luna is an experienced online mentor. She has candidates all over the state. And they meet, as does Danette. She's in another state, and she has a lot of mentors everywhere as well. Okay, there's 11 people left. Okay, any more questions? I'm going to give you guys about 60 more seconds, and then I'm going to go ahead and end the meeting. I just don't want to miss any questions or any feedback. And of course, you are welcome to email me if you have something you want to say in an email. An email is so much. Oh, there's even a go faster or a go slower. Oh, I'm going to screenshot that so that I can look that up and explain that to everyone. Okay, I think that's it, guys. I'm going to go ahead and end the meeting. I wish everybody a happy and safe day of social distancing. I'm still available via email, phone call. I am working from home, and I will tell you I have been working a lot longer hours since I have switched to working from home. I think I can take a break and then come back. So, okay. Bye, everyone. Bye, Beverly.